So hi, welcome to this Facebook Live. Beth and I are going to talk a little bit about Living Tantra 1, which is a workshop that we've got coming up soon.
Yeah. So Living Tantra 1 it's a week long, it's residential. We're holding it in the beauty of South Devon, and it's an opportunity to really kind of dive into yourself and how you are, when we're around others. We'll be all together for the week, and maybe we should speak a bit about the name, Ed.
Yeah, we probably should, because it's got the T word in it, tantra, which is a scary word, right? Because people hear the word tantra and they think it's all about sex, and it's not. So it's not about sex, and there's no need to be sexual to come on this workshop. But the important thing is that sexuality is included. And this is important because in a lot of spiritual work, sexuality gets missed out, it kind of gets left out. And because of that, we've kind of got this collective shadow that there's aspects of our sexuality and all of the energy within us that's connected with that, that doesn't really get accessed. So it's really important that it's included.
So yeah, we're going to include it, but it's not going to be the sole focus. It's actually, probably everyone has a different definition of tantra. For me, and I think Ed, you and I kind of overlaps for sure. It's about, what it means is it's about including all of ourselves. So it's not only sexuality, it's our vulnerability, it's our anger, it's our excitement, it's our playfulness, it's all the aspects, and particularly the parts that we've learnt to hide. Because actually, while we're kind of hiding whole swathes of ourselves, like almost all the time, we're never going to get appreciation and love for who we really are.
Yeah, and that's really what Living Tantra 1 is about. It's a journey into the celebration of all of your being. So over the 7 days, we'll be doing explorations that'll let you get to know yourself a little bit deeper, and also be able to show aspects of yourself to the group. And what inevitably happens is that as you're seen and accepted and loved by the group, you can't help at the end but leave with loving yourself a little bit more.
We're both grinning away. I'm thinking about how it is that kind of magical thing that happens when we just bring kindness and acceptance to ourselves. And that's all quite big picture. In terms of like what we'll be doing during the week, we're not going to tell you exactly, because that would kind of spoil the magic. What's the fun in going on a journey if you know what every step of it's going to be like? But there'll be active meditation, there'll be kind of exploration, which is more in your own space, more inward. There will be offerings where you get to explore in small groups with others around your own reactions, about what comes up for you, learning a lot more about it. A lot of it's very simple, but the simple can be surprisingly powerful.
Yeah.
There'll be chance to share, to talk through, to unpack, to share with others what's coming up for you, what's live. What haven't I mentioned, Ed?
If something comes up for you, there's also a space to bring it to the circle, which is important. So if something comes up that's kind of keeping you stuck, there'll actually be a chance to bring that to the whole group, which will be useful to the group. And then also the other really important element is touch
and ceremony.
and ceremony. Yeah. So we'll be working with ceremony and with touch.
Yeah. And with touch, as in all our work, you know, we often say, and we always try and remind people, no one has to be touched. No one has to touch anyone else. It's not about getting into some big touch fest. What it's about is for each person. So it's for you to work out what's right for you at that time. So even if normally you're quite a tactile person, you know, in that moment where we're, you know, we've got an invitation, if what's important is to say, no, I don't want to touch anybody and I don't want anybody to touch me, and to feel that that is respected and that you're still included and that you can stay connected in that, then that, you know, that's what we'll be encouraging you to do. That's what we ask, really. That's what we ask of everyone. So what we ask of you when you're there is that you listen to yourself and what's important for you, and that you do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll say it again, that there's nothing that you have to do on any of our workshops, but on this workshop, that you don't want to do. And I say that with the fact that you'll be included. So you can say no to doing things, but you'll still be able to take full part in all the processes that we do, which is really important. And what this does is we're going to be guiding you. We're going to be guiding you to tune in to a felt sense of what's right for you. So you can move in a way where you're connected with all of you. So you have all of the vulnerable, more tender and vulnerable parts on board, as well as the wild parts. So you can bring all of those with you as you move into connection with others.
Yeah, into and out of connection with others, isn't it? Because it's like, you know, we need both of those. And yeah, it's learning to navigate that and to communicate it, because actually it's such a relief when we don't have to second guess other people. So, you know, our side, you know, my side of it, it's a relief for me when I don't have to second guess someone else. And then my side of it is to know actually what I want, what's right for me, and to communicate that so that other people don't have to second guess me.
Yeah, completely. And I think what's important for me about this work that we're offering is, and me personally, coming from a place where I used to have a lot of layers of personality, ideas about ways that I should be and show up as a man, and that I needed to kind of somehow be more than I actually am. And one of the really important things about this work is that it allows you to very gently let go of those layers of personality and come back to actually who you are underneath, so that that can shine through. And what's amazing about this work is what you get to underneath, although it feels like, oh God, like, you know, I'm going to be seen, I'll see all of the kind of, what you get to underneath is actually really beautiful. And this process, you know, what's beautiful about leading this week is we get to see how people transform, you know, from the start to the end, that we get to see them come alive. And all of these ways we try and control ourselves to show up in the right way, that kind of keeps our natural life force stuck. And when we let that go, there's like all of this energy that comes out, which I think is my favorite. Witnessing that coming alive is, I think, my favorite thing about facilitating.
Yeah, coming alive, coming back to your full self, you know, your fuller and fuller self, so that we don't have to keep cutting bits of ourselves off so that we can just get by in the world. Yeah.
And what that does is it has an impact, being able to experience that. So it's not just it's not a week that's just about the experience. It is about something for your life, so that you can bring more of you to your life, more of you to your relationships, to your connections, both romantic and friendships, but also bring more of you to your work, like show up more as of yourself. So that's kind of what this is moving towards, if you like.
Yeah. And we do kind of, you know, we give time at the end of the week as well to how to take this forward in your life, how to integrate it. You know, it's all very well to go and spend a week away from the day to day and you know, make these discoveries, maybe experiment with different ways of being. And it can be also easy to kind of snap back into what we know when we go back to our everyday lives, and that's not what we're really talking about. That's not what we're looking for. It's not what we're aiming at. It's like, you know, we want it to be a springboard for you to go forwards.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Practicals.
So, practicals. Should we talk about the venue?
Yeah. So Eden Rise, which is where we'll be holding it this year. It's really beautiful. It's an amazing place, you know, stone walls, wood floors. It feels really lovely to be there. And then it's in amazing countryside. So it's beautiful views, and, you know, you can have a walk at lunchtime, and yeah, it just feels like a very holding and supportive place to be in itself.
Yeah, it's a bit of a unique opportunity because I think it will be the last time we use this particular center, just because of the size of it. It's a small center and we have it exclusively to ourselves. And it basically means you get to be in a small group, which is quite rare on Living Tantra 1. That's one of the reasons why it's pretty much, I think there's 2 places. Are there 2 places left now?
2 or 1 actually.
Okay. So yeah, it's almost full now. Yeah, part of that is because there's not much space at this retreat center, but it's such a beautiful location. I'd actually like to continue running stuff there, but it's just not big enough for us.
Yeah. And yeah, just so we will be in a bigger venue next year. So, you know, if we don't get to see you there this year, then maybe next year.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, and it's from the 7th to 14th of October. Oh, and the early bird finishes on the 25th of August. So there's a lower price for the early bird.
Yeah, great. And do reach out, like if you're wondering about anything. I'm just trying to think, have we said what, you know, all of the kind of things, and if there's something that you're thinking, do post it in the comments, or just send me or Bethan an email. We're really happy to talk about our work and what it's about. And yeah.
And if you don't have the kind of resources, the time, the money, you know, it's too short notice or whatever for a week, then in November we're also doing an introductory day. So that's a really nice kind of something to keep you going if you don't make it this year.
Yeah, so that'll be in Bristol, and there's still a fair few places for that. So, yeah. Okay, let's go.
Okay, bye.
Bye for now.